Today we are going to discuss very important topic. Let me share my screen first. Okay, good. So today, today we are going to be discuss about how to connect the database. Okay, how to connect database. Very important topic. So far we have seen all the SQL Server. Okay, what we are doing in the SQL Server, we are creating the tables. We are understanding how to insert the data, delete the data, drop the data, what is constraint, why we need a constraint, what is primary key, what is foreign key. These are all the things we have seen. Okay. Today we are going to be discuss about how to connect the database from application. Okay. So far we did not yet started about how to talk to database from the application. Okay. So let's see. So the first most important is so suppose my requirement is very simple. Suppose I have the customer table. I have the customer table. Okay. So suppose example customer name, mobile number, something. Okay. So what I will do is from the application, I am going to be, from the application, I want to be connect the database. Connect the database. And I want to be read data from database and populate the record in application. Understood? Shiv Shankar, clear, right? What we are doing? Simple thing is we have already SQL Server table, customer table is there. So I want to be read the data. I want to be connect the database. I want to be read whatever we have stored the customer table data, right? I want to be show in application. Okay, that's the most important. Okay, so this is we are combining the two things. We are combining the application. So far we discussed only SQL Server. Now what we are doing, we are connecting the .NET with SQL Server. Okay. So let's see how to connect the database and all. Okay. So first is there is a three important things are there in to connect the database. First is most important thing is your SQL connection. SQL connection. Most important. Note down this point. SQL connection. Connection string. Okay. So what does SQL connection string it has? So basically it is a details about your server. Server means where you install your SQL Server. Server where your SQL Server database installed machine IP, okay, or address, whatever you call it. The second thing is database name. Okay. The third important thing, it has a login credential. So again in the login credentials there is a two types. One is Windows authentication. Second, we have the SQL authentication. These all the things are very, very important. You should need to remember all this point. Okay. The simple thing is what we are doing. We are connecting the SQL Server. So how to connect the SQL Server? To connect the SQL Server, what we need is we need a SQL connection string. So what does this SQL connection strings contain? The first is server, server detail. So which server detail? Suppose you installed, let's suppose you have purchased the database from the XYZ server. Okay, that server name is compulsory you needed. Okay, without that server name you cannot connect the database. Okay, suppose in my laptop right now, my laptop is my server only. Okay, I installed my database in my local machine. So now my laptop is going to become like a server. Is that clear what I'm saying? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now the next point is database name. So we have seen, right, we have created a lot of database. Okay, with that database names, which database you want to be connect? So that, we are need to be give the database name. The third is you need to be give the credential details. Suppose if you are doing the, there is a two types of the credentials. Okay. The one is the Windows credentials you can give it. And the second thing is you need to be give the SQL authentication. For SQL, for SQL authentication, you need to be give the user ID and password. Okay. So let's connect. Okay. Let's see the step-by-step process. The first is I want to be open my Visual Studio. Clear, right? There is no doubts.
Yes, sir.
Okay, see here I'm opening the application. Step by step, most important. So I want to create one file, add new client. Visual Studio .NET, we are going to be connect the SQL Server, right? So database connection, database connect. I'm giving some name. Okay, so where I'm going to be connect my database, I'm giving the some. So static void name, static void main. Okay. So the first most important thing what I told you is first is SQL correction string. So I'm going to be write down the some string name str db string. Okay, database connection or else str db connection. So what I told you, the first thing, server name. Okay, I told you server name, right? So you need to be give like this server. So what is where you will get your server name? So open your SQL Server Management Studio. So if you open your SQL Server Management Studio, so you get the server name. I will tell you. You need to be on my service. So service. Check my service is running or not. SQL Server. Yes, SQL. Yes, already. No. Yes, I need to be on my service. Okay. So now, so this is your server name. You understood? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, right now my database is installed on my laptop. Let's suppose tomorrow, let's suppose in the practically, you are going to be use the different server. Okay. So wherever your database going to be installed, that machine name, server name is nothing but machine name. Okay. So I installed my SQL Server in my local machine. So that's what your server name. Just to copy this server name. Okay. So just copy this name and paste it here. And one more important point, when you have this kind of strings, you just give the extra string, same string. Remember this point in the string. Okay. See here, I given that extra. If you have the oblique, single oblique is there, you need to be give the two obliques. Okay. Because if you have the single oblique, it does not, treat the symbol oblique. So the best way is just give the double oblique. Okay. So this is your server name is done. And you need to begin the next step is database. So which database you want to be connect from this from this server. Okay, just connect it. So already we have the master, right? We have seen. Wait a second, let me go to the database. Query window. What is inbuilt? You can take your own also, no problem. It is not like that what inbuilt, no. What you can create, you can take any kind of, let's suppose if you take this one, you take in, no problem. Because yesterday we have created the table in the master, that is the reason I'm taking a master. Don't confuse. You can take any database name. Okay. So right now my table in the master database, that's the reason I'm taking the master. Let me check it. Select the star from customer, TBL customer. Execute it. See here, I have the data. Okay. So I will take this, database name. Don't confuse between the database name is different, table name is different. You understood what I'm saying? Clear, right? No doubts. So now I told you, right, there is a 2 login credentials. So this is the first step is done, right? This is done. This is done. Database name is done. The next is login credentials. Okay. Now I am going to be give my login credential as a Windows authentication. Okay. You can give the SQL Server also, but at this point I'm going to give the Windows credentials. Okay. So to apply the Windows credentials, what you need to be integrated. Just int. What is the problem? The battery is low. Just give me. Let me take the charger. Yes. So for credentials, I'm taking as a Windows credentials. For that Windows credentials, what you need to be tell? Integrated security equal to true. That's it. So these 3 steps you must be doing. Okay. Step 1, again, I'm telling you, first is server name. Already I have given the server name. Okay. And the third is database. Which database you want to be connected, just give that one. In third is your credentials. So I want to be give the Windows credentials. That is the reason I'm giving integrated security equal to true. Okay. So my connection string is now ready. So I want to be connect. How to connect the SQL Server? So you need to be connect the SQL Server SQL connection. So directly you will not get the SQL connection. So you need to be have some namespace. Okay. So what is the namespace for the SQL connection? Using System.Data.SqlClient. Is that clear? Step 2 is most important. Use namespace. Want to be write down. Use step 1, step 2. Namespace. Okay. So this namespace you need to be used. Okay. To you for SQL connection. Okay. See here. If you use here, you will automatically get the SQL connection. Are you able to see this? See here. If you don't have this namespace here, I'm commenting, you will not get this one. See here, my color got changed. Your SQL connection is not recognizing. Why? Because it needed a compulsory one reference. Okay. So if you must be use this one using System.Data.SqlClient. Okay. So now I need to be create the object connection equal to SQL connection. Here I need to be pass this database tree. Okay. So this is the step. And after that, Connection.Open. If you do these things, the connection is going to be open. So then you will get a question, sir, how to check that my database is connected or not? So how to check the database is connected or not, you need to be use this one. Connection.State. See here. Are you able to see this? Connection.State equal to SQL connection dot wait a second, SQL connection dot wait a second. No, wait, SQL connection string connections. Wait a second, connection state. I want to be check that my database is open or not. So connection state equal to, wait a second. Connection database connect SQL state dot open. See here. So this one, it is going to be tell that your database is connected or not. SQL connection state. Okay. So if it is, open, then we are we are printing. So console dot write line. Database is connected successfully. Okay. If your connection, something is wrong in your connection, okay, then it is going to be get the else condition. Database is not connected. Wrong database connection. Not connected. Okay. Check DB. Check DB. Connection details. Clear what I'm saying? Hello? No doubts, right? Shiv Shankar, are you there? Simple. See here, we are connecting the database. I'm opening the database. Okay. So how to check my database is connected or not? So by using this one, Connection.State. Connection dot. If my Connection.State equal to open, then my database is connected. If it is closed, then your database is. So by default, it's a closed only. So okay, if you don't give the open, then it is not going to be connected. Is it clear? Line number 15. Is it clear? This one. Any doubts in this code? This is most important. How to connect the database? Simple. Step 1, I told you connection string. After that, you need to have the SQL connection. Okay, SQL connection equal to connection object, new SQL connection, and after that, open the database connection. Then you are going to be cross check that your database is connected or not. Okay, so that's it. So let me give the console dot read line. Okay, let me run this application. I want to make this as a startup page. So just view here. Let me go to the pay properties. Clear, right? No doubts. Connection, SQL connection. Where is my database connect? Okay. Save this and run this up. Check. Let me put the breakpoint so that you can understand the flow. Go to the database. Here I'm putting the breakpoint here. Run this application. See here. So this is your database connection. See here. Check it. Just select it. Go here. Server, database name, database. This is the server name. Don't confuse server name and database name. Okay. 3 things are different. Server name is different. Database name is different. Your table name is different. Don't confuse between these 3. You clear, right? What is server name? What is database name? What is table name? Shiv Shankar. No doubts. No. We are not giving the table none right now here. First, we are checking that our database is connected or not. To on your database connection, you don't need a table name. Table name is only needed when you want to read the data from that particular table. Okay. So now see here, I am opening my database connection. Here I told you, right? Connection. If your connection state equal to open, see here it's a open. If you open means your database is connected successfully. See here, database is connected successfully. Suppose I want to do the small mistake. See here, in the connection string, what I will do, I will do the wrong connection. Suppose instead of master, I will do the master 1, 2, 3. That is wrong only, right? Database name. Instead of master, I'm giving as a master 1, 2, 3. Let's see what is going to be happen. Let me connect this one. See here, what is going to be happen. When your details are wrong, then you will get an error. Remember this point. See here, I'm getting an error. What is I'm getting error, boss? You have, if you get the error means, you remember that. See here, it is clearly telling cannot open database master 123. Are you able to see this? Yes, sir. This one. Additional information. That means that you must be give your server name, database name properly. Otherwise, it is going to be throw error. Okay. So is that clear what I'm saying? So remember this point. Your database connection must be you give the properly. Okay. So stop this application. So you what you need to be give here, you go and change this one. Okay, that's it. Run this application. See here, my database is connected successfully. Any doubts? Simple database string, server equal to this, all these details. Okay, and you must be, see, remember one point. This is my server name. Your server name is different. Don't confuse that. Don't tell me tomorrow, sir, it is not connecting. Apply the logic. Think out of box. Don't be active. You understood what I'm saying? My server name is different. Your server name is different. And my database is different. Database name is your database. Maybe it's a master is there. Maybe it's there, right? Yeah. So you should be apply the logics. Okay. So you must be change your server name and database name. Whatever the database you have in your local, that database you need to be give it. Any questions here? And this point is most important. SQL connection. Using SQL connection is mandatory. Okay. Any doubts? Clear? 13th line SQL connection. I told you, right? This is the class name. What is the last 13th line? 13th line you are saying. Okay. Integrated security equal to 2. This is what I told you, right? If you want to be connect with your Windows credentials. See, I told you, right? There is a 2 ways of your login credentials. One is your Windows credentials. Second is a SQL Server. So that means that you can give here your user ID and password also. Which user ID password you need to be give? This one. This user ID and password. This one you see here. SQL Authentication. This username password, whatever you have given that one, that you need to be give. So you can connect with Windows credentials, and also you can connect with SQL Server. These two. Any doubts? So this is how you are going to be connect your database. Okay. So after connecting, you want to be read. Let's suppose I want to be read the data. How to read the data? Okay. Very simple. I want to be connect very quickly. So no, at this point, that's okay. Again, it will take, again, you are going to be get confused. Okay. First do this exercise. Okay. And do this exercise. I'm going to be send you the code. Okay, wait a second. So you change this one. Okay. You change this one. I will send you the code lines to you. If I tell again, you will get a lot of confusion. Suppose how to read the data, again, you will get a lot of confusion. So today you practice this one, that's more than enough. So this is the code, you apply that. Immediately start working on it, okay? And the next is, I will ask you in the SQL Server, whatever we have completed, scratch. What is database? Why we need a database? What is the problem with the file system? What is the drawback? I want notes. Starting to end, I want notes. Okay, create a notes. Okay, what is the, how to create, what is the syntax to create a database? How to delete the database? How to insert the database? What is the, query? And how to update, select, insert, update, delete, all the queries I want. And then what is constraint, why we need to be have a constraint, what is join, what is the different, all these things I will ask you. Prepare a notes and send me the screenshot and do the today's homework. First is do the today's things and then start preparing the remaining thing. Is it clear? Any questions? So that's it about today's session. You start working on this, database connection and all. And we are going to be start the Windows application also very soon. After maybe after 5-6 class, we are going to be close our SQL Server. We are going to be close SQL Server very soon. And after that, we are going to be start the Windows application, desktop application and all these things. Okay. So any questions? Okay, but I want to ask you the question. See, I will ask you the questions in the SQL Server. You must be give, and previously CSharp and all these things I will ask you. I told you, right? See, before you are starting the placements, I am going to be conduct the 3-4 interviews. If you clear in that one, I want 90% in that one. 90% marks. If you give the 85 to 90% marks, then I will start your placement thing. So that's the reason we don't have a time. Wake up at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I don't know what you are going to do. But end of the day, whatever we have completed the topics, you must be answer practically. Okay, work on your communication skills. And are you practicing your introduction things? I already give your introduction, right? What is you need to be give. So you practice in the mirror and work on your communication skills. Speak very frequently. Speak in front of the mirror so that these problems are going to be resolved. And write down the notes. Clear, right? Lot of work is there, and start working on it. Maybe after the SQL Server is done, once you've done the Windows application, you are going to be start going the interviews. So maybe hardly you have only 20 days. 10 to 15 days, then you are going to be good. The new thing is interviews. Your interview is going to be started. So perfect all the topics, hoops concept, CSharp, ADO.NET. ADO.NET we already done, right? Okay, we'll start that one. We done the SQL Server almost. Maybe within 5 to 6 classes, we are going to be close the SQL Server. We start the Windows application, and then we work on the ADO.NET. Then you are going to be start the going to the interviews. Clear? Okay, that's it about today's session.